everybody, the Great Dino Ranger here again, back with another review. Today we're going to take a look at the other Safari figure that I got for myself off of Amazon, and that is the Safari Ltd Mothman. So, yeah, this is another figure that I've been wanting to get for a while, but just like the Spinosaurus, just haven't really gotten around to finally getting it. You know, I had other things I've been wanting to get, and it's just been kind of delaying me. So I'm super happy that I was finally able to get myself this figure, and I'm happy to finally have it in my collection. So, Mothman is a cryptid, for those of you who may not know. Cryptids are just basically creatures that have yet to be fully discovered or scientifically described, I guess, in a way, to be proven its actual existence. And there are tons of people out there who do not believe in cryptids, and I respect that. And there are a lot of people out there, myself included, that do believe in cryptids. I strongly believe in cryptids, but that's just me. You guys can feel free to think about whatever you want, whether they're real or not. But I personally believe they're real. At least most of them. A lot of cryptids have a lot more hard evidence of their existence than others, such as Bigfoot. I strongly believe Bigfoot is real. The amount of evidence that have been found of that animal throughout the years of the people knowing about it, it's kind of hard to deny that something like that exists. Now Mothman here doesn't have a whole lot as much as Bigfoot. It definitely isn't as popular as Bigfoot. It's pretty popular, but it's not like super popular like Bigfoot. But it is what it is. But yeah, I was really happy to finally have this one. I like how Safari is kind of doing cryptid creatures as well. They have their newer Jersey Devil figure that's out. I think that's a brand new release. I'm looking forward to grabbing that one whenever I can to continue my Safari cryptid collection. And this is my second one. The first one I have is Bigfoot, so this is my second one. I think the first cryptid to be reviewed on the channel, I didn't review the Bigfoot. But that was like when I wasn't even focusing on reviews all that much. But here's the Mothman figure. It looks really cool. I will say it maybe doesn't match a whole lot about what is said by eyewitnesses and reports about Mothman and all that. This one is definitely has a lot more of an artistic license to it, just to kind of bring it more to life like a character. And I respect that. I mean, it does look really cool though. Regardless, it's pretty much like this black color. It's got silver claws on its hands and feet, and it's got those really menacing glowing red eyes, which is a famous characteristic of what people have claimed to have seen of this cryptid. Design wise, again, it's really cool. It may not be 100% accurate, but it is what it is. Yeah, a lot of people say that Mothman is really an alien, an extraterrestrial. Say what you want, believe in what you want, but I'm just throwing that out there. So I don't know. Who knows? Hopefully all these creatures will be proven of their existence sometime. In the future. Don't know how distant that would be or how close it would be, but it's probably gonna be very, very distantly far away. But anyways, back to the figure. Overall, it looks really nice. Starting off with the head right here, it's a really creepy looking head. Obviously, it has a lot of moth resemblance to it, like the little ear antenna things that moths typically have. So that's really cool. Kind of like this furry, fluffy head right here. The teeth kind of poking out right here. Kind of very creepy looking. Almost kind of gives it like this guy has a mustache, but it's just like the fur, the hair. Kind of like what you'd see on a moth. Then the glowing red eyes, which are looking really menacing. The face is pretty flat too, like there's no sign of a nose or anything. It's just pretty flat. It's just got the mouth and the hair structures. The neck is pretty short. It's just like a really short neck, just more of the head, and it kind of just bleeds into the shoulders. A lot of muscular detail on this figure as well. You can kind of see the shape of some muscles and just the way the legs and the arms are portrayed. This guy's very muscular in terms of sculpt and design. I like the hair looking texture that's sculpted into it, looking really nice. more fluffs of hair right here before it kind of goes into like this bare black skin right here, which is really cool design choice. And it's only got 3 fingers. Again, I don't know how many fingers or toes Mothman's supposed to have. There isn't a whole lot of stuff really about it in terms of full-on anatomy, but I like the silver claws, which are looking really cool. Yeah, just the hair-like structures and the sculpting is really cool. And then here you got the arms, which are nicely sculpted. Again, on this side, the hair kind of bleeds into this skin, bare skin right here with the 3 claws. And here at the body, almost gives off like this guy is like rocking a bunch of like abs. This guy's been working out, but I think that's just in terms of design. I don't think these are supposed to intended to be abs, just kind of the way the fur or the hair, whatever you would call it on this guy, is described or sculpted or portrayed on this figure. So it's a really cool, interesting design choice, I definitely would say. And it's kind of like when you think about marsupials, their fur texture is a lot different than other mammals. If you ever noticed, if you look at the fur like of a koala or a kangaroo, sometimes the fur texturing or just the way it looks, it just looks a lot different than the fur of a dog or a bear or even a deer. It just looks very different. So it's kind of like that. So maybe this is just the way the fur is portrayed on here. Maybe it's supposed to be different or something like that. And then here at the legs, you got a lot of nice fur hair texture on the legs, and it pretty much ends all the way to the foot, where it just ends in almost like bird-like claws. You got like the little claw back here and the 2 in the front right here, which are painted silver. And it's in like almost like a lunging position. This one's this leg is more risen off the ground, and this one's being pushed off against the ground like it's jumping or something. See on this side, more the nice texturing and the sculpting on the feet, and here on the back, some more like that nice fur texturing on the back. Very nice. And then you got the classic wings that Mothman said to have. Very bat-like, I would say, which is really cool looking. I like these little spinny little designs choices up here on top of the wings. I'm not sure how accurate that really is or not, but it's a really cool design choice, I would say. Yeah, just really cool. You got more like that fur texturing here towards where the top of the wings are, and it pretty much just kind of goes all the way down to this part. Same with this side, but it looks really cool. Then the rest of the wings is just like, has like this really cool pattern on it that Safari sculpted on it, and it looks really cool. And you can see the other finger bones that are coming out throughout the wing, which is kind of cool because of the way the wings are bent and portrayed, and they kind of joint up, connecting to each rod. It looks really cool. It has like a really cool effect to it, and it just looks really nice. It has like a really cool jaggedy edge, kind of like bats, but it almost looks like this guy has been through a lot, so his wings are all torn up and all that. But it's really cool. Really do like the detail on the wings. And you got a little bit of like a light gray dry brush here on the face, because you can kind of make that out here on the little antenna areas and little bit spots on the face, which is really cool. I mean, overall, it's a really nicely sculpted figure, I would say. So, yeah, I really like it. Paint-wise, the paint is obviously really good. It's pretty much matching like what Mothman is described to have. It's just all black in color, and it's got the 2 glowing red eyes. And obviously Safari added some more detail by adding the dry brush with the gray up here in the face and the silver claws on the hands and feet. And I think even the teeth are like silver. Yeah, that's a very terrifying face. And that's really it in terms of color, but it works really well. If you were to display this at night or take a picture of it somewhere, and if you were to get the lighting at the right moment, this guy could just be blending into the dark, and all you could see is just the glowing red eyes. That would be a really sick picture. So yeah, and also I need to see, when was this figure made? Okay, so this is a 2020 Mothman figure. And it's really cool. It's a really cool size too, and it stands very nicely. It stands on its tips of the wings right here, and obviously the tip of the foot right here. That's kind of giving it like in a tripod position, where 3 points are touching the ground. It would have been nice if this guy was just like a normal standing position and the wings are just open. That would have been really cool. Maybe a bit more intimidating for display or for picture taking and all that. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, the sculpting on the wings though is really nicely done. You can kind of tell that it was a handmade tool that someone by hand was adding these little shapes onto the wings, which is really cool. I'm not sure if this is supposed to represent skin or scales or whatever it is, but it's really cool. For comparison, there's really only one other creature I can compare it with, and that is the Safari LTD Bigfoot, which is the only other cryptid I have in the Safari line. And I still need to get the Jersey Devil. This one is a 2019, so this guy came out right before the Mothman, but they look really great together. They're roughly the same size, and yeah, I mean, they look really good together. I really love their Bigfoot one, and their Mothman is pretty good too. And like I said, I still gotta get that Jersey Devil whenever I can, but overall, I mean, they look really good together, whether you guys believe in cryptids or not. I mean, these are really great figurines overall, but I think they're really cool to have, considering I do believe in cryptids. But you know, it is what it is. I won't convince you guys to do the same. You do you. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this Mothman figure. Definitely not as long as the Spinosaurus, but yeah, overall a really great figure. I recommend these past two Safari figures I reviewed. If you don't have them already. Most of you, maybe if you collect these, probably already have them, because it took me a while to get these. So, but I like them a lot, and they're really cool, fun little additions to the collection. So yeah, expect to see these newer additions in my full-on collection video, which I plan to hopefully get out in May at some point when I'm done with school. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you think about this figure in the comments. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So I'll see you guys again for the next video.